Hello everyone, welcome to this video on how to speed up your dashboard loading performance using data cache feature of Bold BI. Data cache is a temporary high-speed storage where data is stored for a particular amount of time to improve performance. When a dashboard needs to access data, it first checks the cache before accessing the primary data storage. If data is found in the cache, access is quicker, resulting in faster dashboard performance, thus reducing the load in the primary storage. Next, let me show you the performance comparison before and after data cache configuration. Here, I will use this HR payroll dashboard as a demo. This dashboard includes KPIs for payroll related to the HR department. For this dashboard, the data cache feature is not configured yet. Next, to check the dashboard load time, I will navigate to the Inspect Element page and move on to the Network tab. Here, by reloading the dashboard, you can get the total dashboard load time. Let's reload the dashboard. Here is the total dashboard time taken to render the dashboard. Noted the loading time in the table. Now, I have configured the data cache feature. Let's reload the dashboard. Here is the total dashboard time taken to render the dashboard. Noted the loading time in the table. Here you can see the difference in the loading time of the dashboard before and after data cache is configured. From the results, you can see that the data cache configured dashboard loads faster. Next, let's see how Bold BI supports the data cache feature in dashboards. When this feature is enabled, at the first load of the dashboard, the required data will be fetched from the primary database, for example SQL and PostgreSQL, and then the cache data is stored in the internal cache storage or external server. For continuous loads, the dashboard gets loaded with the cache data, thus improving the rendering time. Here, in-memory mode is the internal cache storage, which is the default mode when data cache is enabled, and Redis is the external server. You can switch between these to store your cache data. Now, let's see about configuring data cache in detail. To begin with, I navigate to the Data Process Settings page. Under Data Cache Configuration, the data cache feature can be performed based on two modes, in-memory and Redis. Further, to make this video more interesting, I am going to compare each mode's dashboard loading time to find out which mode is better. For comparison, I am going to use this clinical trials dashboard throughout the video. The dashboard provides a review of all trials, summarizing the clinical trial data by intervention type, clinical phase, and more. Before configuring data cache, the dashboard loading time is 13.11 seconds. Let us start with the in-memory configuration. In-memory is the default cache memory for dashboards, and Bold BI stores data to be cached directly in the system's memory for fast retrieval of data. When you enable data cache support option at the dashboard level, data will be cached in the internal storage. For that, I click the data cache icon on the toolbar, and the data cache dialog opens. There are two states of settings, off and on. By enabling the on state, dashboard data will be cached. The cached data will expire once it reaches the expiration time limit. You can set the expiration time limit up to 60 minutes. By default, it will be 30 minutes. I will click apply and publish the dashboard to see how it works. On initial load, the dashboard takes its usual time to render the data. Also, you can see the notification here which shows the last refresh time data was cached. On every further load, the dashboard will be rendered from the internal cache storage. If you want to get live data from the data server, use the Clear Cache and Refresh options on the toolbar. It clears the cache data and gets the latest data from the data server. Let's test the dashboard load time. I reload the dashboard, and the total dashboard load time is 7.11 seconds. I will note down the result in the comparison table to find which mode is faster. Let me move on to configuring cache for Redis settings. Redis is an external server where data will be cached, and it is an open-source in-memory data structure store used as a database, cache, message broker, and streaming engine. Bold BI uses Redis as a cache to load dashboards faster. Before configuring the Redis mode, you need to install it. Once installed, you should start the Redis server and get the required connection details. Here, under Data Process Settings of the server page, when Redis mode is selected, you will find the connection string and test connection options. Enter the connection string and test whether it is a valid connection or not. Now, the Redis connection is configured successfully. Next, if you enable data cache support option at the dashboard level, data will be cached on Redis server and then dashboard loads will be rendered from the cached data. You can clear cache from the Data Process Settings page by clicking this option. You can also enable or disable the data refresh time checkbox to hide or unhide this notification. Let's reload the dashboard to check dashboard loading time. Here is the total dashboard time taken to render the dashboard. Noted the loading time in the table. Compared to the in-memory cache mode, Redis performs better with faster dashboard renderings. Also, the in-memory mode is not recommended because it uses the system's actual resources to store cache data, which can affect the system's performance. It is only good to use when there are a minimal number of dashboards and widgets. Note that in-memory mode can also be faster if you are working with high-performance computing devices. Also, with these cache modes, you can speed up the dashboard load time within 5 to 10 seconds, even if the dashboard contains thousands of records in it. Likewise, you can enable data caching in your dashboards, which keeps your cached data in a temporary storage location and retrieves results faster, thus improving dashboard performance. Please leave a comment with any questions you may have or if there are any additional features you would like to see in Bold BI. Thanks for watching.